español.
Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. We're so happy to be back. Thanks for joining us.
And if you haven't heard Wednesday's episode, make sure to check it out. We had Natasha on with us, and we had such a great time, didn't we, Kat?
Oh, my gosh. How much fun is Natasha? I mean, and how much advice about dating. I feel like I don't have a chance after listening to her advice.
Wait, how about that website she told us about to learn the questions to ask to get to know people on your first few dates? That was pretty interesting. I was jotting down notes over here. I'm going to have to check it out.
Do you think that, I don't know, I feel like you and I have asked some pretty good questions, but I like the fact that she's all about, like, we have to sort of moderate ourselves and figure out how we can be the best version of ourselves to meet other people. I kind of like that thought.
Yes, I did too. And the best of all was be comfortable in your own skin. Like the woman that wrote into us at 71 years old.
Right.
Because she looks in the mirror and she doesn't see herself like when she was 20, 30, 40, and she feels like all the best parts are done. This is the best part.
That's right. And did you love that Natasha said she's leaving New York because men there don't want to commit. She's going to move to Florida. She wants better weather. I can't wait to do a remote with her during a hurricane.
Oh, God.
All right. So today,
she better learn how to play golf, though. If she's moving to Florida, she's going to have
golf, pickleball, sun tanning.
Yeah.
You got it. All right. Today, we're back with another round of fan questions, and we have some really juicy ones to get into. But before we dive in, if you have a question for us, send it in now. We love connecting with you all and answering all your questions. It's really easy. Do it now. Just go to bachelornation.com/golden hour. Leave us a comment, write a question. We can't wait to answer them.
Yes, keep them coming, please, because not only do we love them, we love talking about it. And it gives us something to give you some feedback. So, Kathy, really quick, I do have to ask. You know, you were in my hometown of Italy. The food. Just tell me about the food. I know you're not a foodie.
Susan, I am not a foodie, but let me tell you. Let me give you the quick recap of my trip.
Okay.
First of all, it was a Dickens novel. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. The sad part first, my daughter's my daughter's father-in-law had a stroke. So please send prayers out for him. And then we had some other issues. But the trip itself, the countryside is beautiful. The cities were beautiful. The food. I'm not a foodie. I loved. It's all so fresh.
I told you.
However, I will tell you, I'm probably the one and only person who's ever gone to Italy and lost weight. I ate everything in sight.
Oh my God! Don't say that out loud.
The wine, the cheese, the place was amazing. We had the beaches to ourselves because apparently, the vacation in Italy doesn't start until the end of summer. Sorry, but we just had a great time with family and friends and new friends. I got to say one quick thing about the men. Bachelor in Paradise, any man who's looking for me, he's not coming from Italy. They are all such good-looking men, but they all come up to my belly button. Like, they're so short.
Small,
they're so
but they don't
short.
care. But how about how friendly everybody is?
Oh, my gosh. And the water, the color of the water.
The architect, like the beauty is everywhere.
The beauty is everywhere. We would sit out on plazas and have drinks. You know what? Nobody's in a rush there. Nobody's saying, we need that table. We sat and had drinks and chatted, and our family just grew closer. It truly, there were some sad parts too, family issues, but
it's like the European way,
I know.
They walk everywhere.
I'm ready to move to Europe. I really am.
Can
we talk about the drivers though? One quick
crazy.
question before we get on to the part here.
Okay.
Their cars are like Matchbox cars. They're these tiny little cars. What do they do? Stuff the kids in the trunk? Seriously, what do they do? I'm not
They're
kidding.
all small, they are.
And they don't have driver's licenses because if they do, it must be write your name.
They
Okay,
do.
you pass.
They do. They do.
Susan, they drive like maniacs.
I was driving there, trust me, and I rented a little convertible. It was so cute. A little Fiat.
I don't know, the Vespas, the motorcycles. I mean, on a 2-lane road, it's really 5 lanes because there's 3 lanes of motorcycles zigging and zagging. I mean, truly, it was an amazing trip. I cannot wait to get back to Europe again.
I love it there, and I'll go back with you.
Now I know why you love to cook. Now I know why.
Well, that's how I was raised. I mean, my grandparents are from Italy.
Wow.
So, yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kathy.
I can't wait. We'll go back together and we'll have 2 guys that come up to our navels.
Under the Tuscan sun.
All right, let's get into it. I
have a question for us, Kathy. It's our question of the day.
All right, let's do it, Susan.
Okay. How long should you see someone before putting the boyfriend girlfriend label on it? Ooh.
Well, for me, I think that term is, it means different things to different people.
Yes. What do you think boyfriend girlfriend means?
For me, it means the impossible right now. No,
to me, it means you don't see anybody else. Isn't that what boyfriend and girlfriend?
I think for me, I can't speak for everyone. For me, I think it probably does, have the connotation of exclusivity. Yes.
Sure.
But I think, if you're sitting there and you have to say, hey, Joe, are we exclusive? Then, that I don't think I'd be asking those questions. I think it's just something that develops naturally.
So I'm asking you though, how long should you see somebody before you're ready maybe to put, it's until we get to know them, right?
I think it depends on the person. I mean, in the mansion, we knew him a month. I mean,
I don't know, Kathy.
Yeah.
You were the girlfriend within the first 24 hours.
Excuse me? Wait,
with
us,
on
the same
we
show?
all became friends within the first 24 hours, not boyfriend, girlfriend. But,
exactly.
Sometimes you just click.
I know, but that's why I say it depends on the guy. I think if you asked 10 women, you would get 10 different answers.
You think?
And I can't answer without knowing the guy.
I don't know. Is there a law? Like, is it 3 months, 6 dates, 5? I don't know. All right. We're going to do some of those questions. Are you ready?
All right.
You want to take the first one?
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Macy from Boston. Macy, my hometown. Macy from Boston says, hi, Kathy and Susan. I have a question about bachelor and bachelorette parties. I'm currently engaged to my fiance, Tom. We've been together for 4 years and got engaged 6 months ago. Our wedding is still a ways away as we're enjoying the engagement phase and also wanted to take our time planning. Everything has been really smooth. But last week, the conversation of bachelor and bachelorette parties came up. I didn't really think either of us would be into the idea of a traditional crazy party. I'm 28 and he's 31, so I thought we were a bit too old for this to be even up for conversation. But when it came up, my fiance got so excited, telling me all the plans he and his friends have been coming up with for Las Vegas. Uh-oh. I've never had an issue with him in terms of trusting him when he goes out or his circle of friends. But the thought of a classic bachelor party with strippers and crazy partying really puts me off. He didn't mention strippers outright, but his plans are basically day club to nightclub with gambling and expensive dinners in between. We can afford it, so the spending doesn't bother me. I didn't really know what to say, so I just said, oh, wow. He seemed confused by my reaction and asked what I was thinking of doing. I told him my plan, a long spa weekend away with my bridesmaids and maybe a brunch and a nice celebratory dinner thrown in. The conversation kind of ended there when I got a phone call from my mother just to chat, and we haven't spoken about it since. Is it controlling of me to not want him to go to Vegas? Am I overreacting? Should I bring it up again or let it go?
It's human nature. You're definitely normal, but let him do what he's going to do. He's marrying you. And I still believe what you don't know don't hurt you. So he's going to strip clubs and having dinners and getting trashed and looking like idiots out in Vegas. I like your idea of the spa weekend.
I was going to say, I mean, every first of all, you don't know. I mean, they do call Vegas Sin City, but other than that, you got nothing to worry about. Macy, here's the deal.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
First of all, he's 31. He can't party like he did when he was 20. He's probably going to have 5 beers and pass out, so don't worry. But, yeah, I kind of think the same thing. He's marrying you, Macy. He loves you. It's going to be something that the story's going to grow with time. At your 10th anniversary, he's going to get together with his friends and he's going to, remember that time? The reality is they're going to be in bed at 10, 4 beers later. They lost their $10 at the blackjack table. It's over. Relax, Macy. Happy wedding.
Maybe this should be something for you to tell yourself, do not ask any questions about it. You be the strong one. And maybe at the 10th anniversary, you'll find out what he did. But get it out of your mind. Try to be the better person, the bigger person, and don't even ask. Just say, hey, did you have fun? You're back in one piece. Thank goodness. You're not in jail. Thank you for asking us. I hope we helped.
Congrats, Macy, on your upcoming wedding. I hope
and if you need an officiant, guess what, Kat, speaking of which. So somebody did go to Vegas and it was the officiant for a wedding. Yeah. And I got a phone call saying that their officiant got locked up in Vegas. Can I do an emergency wedding?
Macy, it's not your fiance. Don't worry about it. You're good to go, Macy.
Call me just in case.
Enjoy your spa weekend. Absolutely. Have a happy life, happy wedding. It's going to be great.
And he loves you. That's who he's marrying.
I think when you're in a relationship, being able to travel with somebody is like one of the best.
Perfect beach is
to every.
Hey.
Listener question number 2. This is from Tyler from New Jersey. Hi, Kathy and Susan. I love your podcast, and I'm really hoping you see my question because I don't know what to do. I'm planning on proposing to my current girlfriend, Angela, of 5 years. Her best friend, Daisy, helped me with everything from ring suggestions to how I should propose. They've been best friends since college, and we're all in our late 20s, early 30s now. Last night, my fiance mentioned to me that her and Daisy have been in a really intense fight that's apparently been going on for about a month. She hasn't told me because it was hard for her to accept what was going on. The breaking point was seeing Daisy comment something positive on an Instagram post from a friend that caused their fight to begin with. Apparently, very long story short, Angela has expressed that she feels this friend is rude and doesn't like her, but Daisy has continued hanging out with this friend. Now I'm wondering if I can trust Daisy's opinion. Why would Daisy not mention this to me? We've been planning the engagement for the past month and a half, with most of the planning going on in the last 2 weeks. Should I be worried? What should I do? My buddies think that it's no big deal, and my sister thinks Daisy probably felt weird bringing it up to me. But Angela and I, for the most part, are good friends with all of each other's friends. They're all good friends. So it's weird for me that Daisy didn't say anything and just proceeded as normal. It's not weird.
I don't think this is weird at all. I think this is, to quote Shakespeare, much ado about nothing.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
Don't make it bigger.
Yeah,
right?
I think you maybe are getting a little bit nervous about the wedding. And Tyler, I would say to you, just let it go. Let it go. I don't think this is anything to do with your wedding. I think it's between them. It's probably nothing, and everyone's probably their nerves are on edge about the wedding coming up, and people have fights occasionally. It's no big
Kathy,
deal.
if you didn't like one person and I did, that wouldn't come between us.
No.
So Angela feels that friend is rude and doesn't like her, but Daisy doesn't. She's just trying to play nice. I mean,
And so what if she's rude? So who cares? Listen, Tyler, I'm with your buddies.
I
It's
am
no
too.
big deal. Let it go. All
Let
right,
it go.
Let it go. We're singing
proceed
from Disney.
as normal.
So moving on to question number 3. Chelsea asks, "Hi, Kathy and Susan. I love you both so much. You guys are the best. I'm 26 years old and I live in Los Angeles. I've been here since college and I really love it, but I'm really fed up with dating. The dating apps are terrible, and the last couple first dates I've gone on have been horrible. They're all weirdly rude, immediately clingy to the point where I get kind of freaked out, or a combination of the two. How do I meet someone? I feel like dating the past few years has been really hard. Almost all of my friends are single, and the ones in relationships have been together for about 3 years or more. What can I do to shake things up and find a decent guy?" Well, Chelsea, you tell me and we'll both know. But go ahead, Susan. What do you got?
Sometimes, honestly, I would take a break from the dating sites and just do you. Do what you enjoy. And sometimes when you least expect it, you can meet somebody. Or join different things, new hobbies. Maybe you'll meet somebody that way. Like it can't always be, I was there, girlfriend. I was there, Chelsea. Every dating site. And it was like homework, coming home and trying to answer all these people. Some were just pen pals. Others, it just wasn't a good match. And I needed to walk away from it.
Yeah.
How about you, Kath?
I mean, I think that's great advice. Chelsea, here's what I would say. You live in California where the weather's beautiful most of the year. You don't have the excuse of it's snowing, it's raining, it's cold. I'm in the house watching Netflix. Get up off the sofa, girlfriend, and get outside. Yeah. Go to the beach. Go hiking. Take a bike ride. Do something, because as much as I would love it, and I know you would too, Chelsea, the eligible men are not going to come knock on your door and say, "Hi, I've heard Chelsea lives here. Would you like to go out on a date?" So you have to put a little bit of energy forward. And the way you do that is joining, like Susan said, joining some groups, getting out there. That's how you shake things up. It begins with you, Chelsea, nobody else.
And I hope you find a decent guy. So do we.
Yeah, so do we, by the way. When you find the decent guy, send me his father.
Okay, ready for the next one, Kathy?
Yeah.
This is from Kayla, and she asks, "Hi, Kathy and Susan. I'm such a huge fan of both of you and of the podcast. I really, really, really need your help. 2 of my old friends, Drew and Carly, are getting married, and I know a huge secret about their relationship. Drew and Carly are part of my college friend group that I've had since my freshman year. After graduation about 7 years ago, I moved to New York City for a job, and everyone but Drew and Carly has since kept in touch. I was sad to see my friendships with them end, but they basically ghosted me immediately and did so with a few others that I am close to. Aw. A few years ago, my best friend and I hosted Michael, a good friend that was visiting from LA. They too are in this friend group. Michael immediately told us that at Drew's birthday party, Carly's best friend got drunk and told Michael that she slept with Drew quite a few times around 2 years after graduation. My best friend and I were stunned, but none of us were really in Carly's life anymore, so we never thought to tell her. Now they're getting married, and Carly's best friend is her current maid of honor. We're all around 29 to 32 years old, and it's been so long since everything happened. But I can't just shake how bad I feel for her being kept in the dark. I've talked to my husband and close friends outside of the group about this, and we're all torn on what to do. What do you think? I harbor no ill will towards either one of them. But I get the suspicion that if I or any of my best friends from our group did say something, it would be easy to come off as bitterness and feeling excluded. We're not invited to the wedding, but we never expected to be invited. I was genuinely happy for them until I remembered this awful secret.
Susan.
Okay, Kathy, it was 7 years ago.
Wait a minute. I know what you do if it was your daughter. You take the guy downstairs with a baseball bat and say, fess
Out
up.
to the wine cellar. Wait, babe, let this go. Oh my goodness, it was 7 years ago. People do things.
It's simply not your business.
Your business.
It
Agreed.
just isn't. It would be one thing, Susan, do you agree? I think if I knew the secret and it was you and we were great friends, I might then say something to you, even if it was 7
From
years ago.
7 years ago?
I mean, is this the time I'm going to tell you I slept with your husband?
Oh, God. I hope it was good.
Just kidding, I'm sure.
No,
but seriously,
my advice
I
would be
don't know.
definitely not. Definitely.
I don't know. I think she has to let it go.
And I'm
Absolutely.
sorry they ghosted you. That sucks. But you're right. They would think you were just doing it out of spite. You're what you're feeling is absolutely right. Please just stay out of it.
Just because you know something, you don't always have to say it. And I think you don't know, Kayla, that he hasn't told her. You don't know. So, let go, let them get married, let them begin their life together, and you move on with your life. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah. And I wish you luck. Just move on, baby.
I think when you're in a relationship, being able to travel with somebody is like one of the best things you could do.
I agree. I think some of our best memories together are exploring new places and relaxing somewhere on a beach.
So we've been working with the brand Beachbound Vacations to find our next perfect beach vacation. And instead of spending to hang at the pool or the beach is an
or thick cut bacon.
Changing how you start conversations.
Listening to your podcast. It's the first. Actually, I think we have time for one more question. This one is from Russell. He's 62 from Wisconsin. Hi, Golden Ladies. I have really enjoyed listening to your podcast. It's the first one I've ever listened to. My name is Russell, and I'm a 62-year-old dad of 3. 7 years ago, I tragically lost my wife of 30 years to suicide. Oh. She was the glue of our family, and we've been mourning and putting our family back together ever since. Over the past 2 or 3 years, I've gotten back into dating and have actually met a few women that I really like. Once they were my girlfriend, I have tried to introduce them to my kids, but they immediately resist anyone I bring home, even if it's someone I've been dating for a while. I know they want me to be happy, and I know they know I'm not trying to replace their mom, but it feels like they aren't welcoming these ladies with open arms the way I have their partners. I just want companionship and want them to be happy for me. Let me know if you have any advice on how to handle this with grown children. Well, Russell, I have exactly lived your life. I was married for almost 46 years. I also have 3 children, and I also lost my husband to suicide. And I've also had the same problem with my adult children. So my advice to you would be talk to your kids and do it slowly. Have them maybe just come over for dessert one night. Don't force the issue. I have repeatedly said to my kids, I'm not trying to replace your dad. I will never have that kind of love again, but I have a lot of life left to live, and I deserve to be happy just the way you are. It's tough, Russell. It's tough for our kids because they can only see us as a couple. They can only see you and your deceased wife as their parents, and it's really hard. Give it some time. Ultimately, you may just have to force the issue, and that is have the woman that you really care about spend time with you. I would say to you, don't be too cavalier about bringing too many women home too soon. Wait and see the one that's really special, that you really feel a sincere connection with, and then try to bring her home. I don't know, Susan, if you have something you want to add to that.
Did it say how many years it's been?
7 years. For me, it's been 5. For him, 7.
Then it is time. It is time for him. He still has a life.
Yeah.
And the children, of course, they're going to be like that in the beginning. But I would really think, wait till it's somebody really special to you before you. And it's just like when you have small children and you're divorced, you don't bring every date home or every man that you're going to date for a minute to meet your kids. You want to make sure there's a lot of feeling there first.
Yeah. Yeah. Russell, the other thing,
I just wanted to send
you. Yeah. I'm sending you sincere condolences. I truly am living your life, and you're going to get there. I'm going to get there. Just know that these things take time, and your kids love you and they do want the best for you. They're just struggling. They're still mourning, and it's just hard. It's just a really tough situation we're in. But I really appreciate you reaching out, and I hope you reach back out to us and tell us how things are going. I only wish you love and happiness, and I really do hope you find the woman that you want to spend this last great chapter of your life with.
Absolutely. And I wish you luck. And if anybody else has any questions for us, please just ask. Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour and ask away. You may even be featured on our podcast.
All right. For those were some pretty intense questions, and we're really hoping for the best for all of you in these situations. But let's lighten things up and play a little game, Susan.
Oh,
we're going to here it goes, another round of moral quandary. This time, we're going to switch off reading the quandary and give our thoughts on what we would really do. Okay?
I'm ready.
All right. You get home from a shopping spree, which in your case is a daily activity. And you realize the shirt that you asked to put back because it was too expensive is in our bag, and you weren't charged for it. Do you bring it back and risk getting the employee in trouble?
Ugh. Oh, I got all the way home.
Oh, come on, Susan. No, here's the thing. I don't think the employee's going to get in trouble. How did the shirt get in your bag? They would think you stole it.
Well, you already got home. That's what I mean.
I'd still take it back.
Yeah, I think I'd have to. I couldn't live with myself, but I would like to think that I could have just
would
got
you
a
wear
prize.
Wait a minute. Would you wear something with tags on it and take it back?
Hell no. No, I know people that do that, though.
Yeah, well,
I do.
I wouldn't do it either.
All right. You're at a coffee shop and you see someone yelling profusely at the barista while you're waiting for your coffee. Do you intervene and risk causing a scene, or do you stay quiet and not get involved? That reminds me of that show. What would you do?
I've done it. I have done this.
I definitely get involved.
I have gotten involved, and it actually was at a coffee shop. The guy started screaming at the barista because he didn't think that the barista was getting his coffee fast enough. And so I looked at him. I mean, he really was just blasting her. And I looked at him and I said, you know, sir, it's very busy in here and she's working really hard. So maybe you could just be a little patient. And he looked at me and he said, I didn't ask you. And I said, I know you didn't. I just thought you might like to have a little friendly advice. She's working hard. Give her a break.
And
then I turned around. Well, I didn't say that. I just turned around. But,
no, he's rude.
I know some people. Would you do it?
Absolutely. I've done it many times. Yes, that's a no-brainer. All right, go on.
All right, next one. Your best friend has started becoming more and more aggressive and testy with her husband, often yelling at him for small things like joining group discussions or asking her simple questions. Do you try to step in and ask her what's going on, or just stay out of it?
She's my best friend. You're damn right. Yo, what is happening here? What has gotten into you? Why are you treating him like this? Is there something you want to talk about?
Would you do it in front of him?
Probably not. No, I'd take her aside. She's my best friend.
Okay, you and I, again, we always say sometimes we agree. I totally agree with you on this. I wouldn't do it in front of him,
No.
but I'd call her the next day and grab a cup of coffee
Or
and say,
even
okay,
get
what's
her out
going
and
on?
say, come on outside with me for a minute. I want to show you something. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? I thought you loved this guy.
And
What did he do?
And let me tell you how hard it is to find a good guy. Stop screwing this
right.
up.
You're an asshole.
All right. Well, that's all for today's episode of Golden Hour. We've had a blast. We hope you have as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you all so much. Be sure to subscribe. We have new episodes coming out every week that you do not want to miss.
And please make sure to send us those questions. It's really easy. All you have to do is head to bachelornation.com/golden hour and submit those questions. You can write them. There's a place where you can voice them. You can send us a comment. We love hearing from you.
We love it. Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks again for joining us. We love it.
Take care.